Hello, and today we are at my favorite place besides out running. We are at McDonald's, and I just had breakfast and made Sydney watch me eat. So today we're going to talk about something really cool that happened to us, and we wanted to just make a video. So one of my goals for a long time, which pretty much Brandon is the only one I ever talked to about, was to be like in a magazine, like I don't know if like a modeling magazine really was what it was, but I kind of just wanted to have like a picture of working out on it. But this is pretty much the next best thing. Sydney and I made it into the April 2022 Ultrarunning Magazine. It's so cool. It was about our run at Cactus Roulette. This is the page about Cactus Roulette. Todd Chandler actually wrote the article, and it actually names us on this page by name. So that is super cool. We'll say here in a second what the article actually says. It's not like it's a feature or a picture or anything, but it actually has our names in Ultrarunning Magazine, which is kind of ironic because we didn't even run an ultra marathon distance. We ran about 19 and a half miles.
Yeah.
So that's funny. So,
well, it was a big race for me because it was my first trail race.
Yeah.
I did that race because Clint had kind of challenged me to do a trail race because I'd been afraid of it for so many years to try trail running. And I was really glad that I chose that race because Todd Chandler and all the people behind the race did a wonderful job organizing it and putting it together. They made it very fun with the spinning of the roulette wheel to do the different courses so that we could do the different routes and things like that. I was very nervous going into it. But
it was kind of funny too because since it never happened before, we weren't really sure. I wasn't even sure how it was going to go either. I mean, I'd run out there. So she's out there doing her first trail run, and it's the first annual race for this. So we really didn't know what to expect. First time we ran on trails a few times, but then this is the first time where we had to run it in the dark. I mean,
we started at 6 a.m. and couldn't even see what we were running.
Yeah,
the first couple loops.
There's a part where we were trying to find the arrows to get on the course, and we couldn't even find it. And then we were going out, and then people were coming back, so we really thought we were lost.
And we were looking for the ribbons. Todd had made a point of putting reflective ribbons on the trees so that the people running in the dark could find their way, which was amazing. But we were looking in the dark and just praying that we would not get lost and things like that. So, I was thinking about running on the trail, trying not to trip and fall, trying to know what I was doing and know where we were going at the same time. So that was quite interesting, to say the least. But we also got to see the sun come up.
Yeah, that was really nice. It was right over the Clinton Lake, and it was really pretty. So
the fact that we got Swim Beach and got to see that was pretty breathtaking. So it was completely worth it to start that early, I think.
Yeah, looking back, we probably could have gotten more miles if we would have wanted to. Like we did kind of sit at the aid stations a little bit longer than we didn't have to stay there, and we could have ran faster. I mean, we ran that last loop that we're going to talk about, probably the fastest of the whole day. And it was funny too because I fell probably the second loop we were out there, and then Sydney didn't fall until right at the end when we were really rushing, so we couldn't even she didn't even wipe her all the leaves and stuff off her. I mean, I think I still had my knee from one of the races out there like really scraped up where it was super bloody, so that was fun too.
The one where you scraped both your, was that the shoreline shuffle?
Yeah.
Or something where both your knees were really...
Yeah, I was trying to run fast. Again, it was Todd's fault because he's running fast in front of me, and I was trying to keep up with him. And well, it's that, and then I had the new GoPro too. I was messing with it, trying to figure out how to show the display, and it didn't cooperate.
Well, when you start out with trail running, one of my main fears about trail running is that I was going to trip and fall. And you always have that fear. And when I went to the preview run for the Cactus Roulette race, was the first time that I fell. And so going into the race, I thought, okay, I'm going to fall. Gotta love the McDonald's. and then Clint fell, and I thought, okay, I'm going to fall at some point.
Yeah.
During this race going to happen. And, you know, I helped Clint up and he was fine. And I thought, okay, it's going to happen. And then we got near the end of the race and I said, okay, I'm good. Not going to happen.
And little did she know, at the next trail race we did, she fell a ton, like 5 or 6 times.
5 or 6 times. So we, you know, it's a lesson, I think, that it's going to happen and things end up being okay.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and read just a part, or you can read it because.
You want me to?
Yeah. Read the part of the article that we're in.
Okay.
And I'll just kind of show what that looked like, what the ending looked like.
Okay. Most participants ran in the 6-hour race, which started at 6 a.m. on Sunday. The 6-hour race is also where we saw the closest finish to the cutoff. Sydney Sorkin and Clint Bond were running linked, meaning they would run as one team. Like Tyler, their final spin landed on Swim Beach and they also went for it. Sydney tripped in the last half mile and after a slight miscalculation on how far they still had to go, they knew they had to finish hard. Sydney didn't have time to brush off and they sprinted in just 83 seconds before cutoff.
Yeah, so it was pretty epic. We weren't on there's a little leaderboard here in the article. We're not on that, but we get to be in the real article, showing either how crazy we were to try that last loop. It was really pushing it. Looking back on it, we were like 83 seconds, it says in the article, from not making it. And when we ran it the first few times, we would walk up the hills, and we really didn't even do that. I mean, we really pushed it, especially for our speed. I mean, there was people going by us super fast, which I don't know how you guys get comfortable doing that, but this is the fastest that we could probably have went that day. So, anything else you want to say about
the article?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's interesting because it kind of fills in the story that was told by your video about it. You know, we didn't talk about my fall. I think you were being gracious when you put the video together to not mention that. You mentioned your fall and not mine, which was very kind. Because I really did think when we went into that last loop, but you know, we're kind of interesting in our races in that sometimes we're very leisurely about our running and we take our times and we take our breaks, like our 50K with Brandon. You know, we took our breaks and we had a good time, but there are other times that we race harder and we go for the PRs and we go fast. And in this race, we really combined those two things where we were more leisurely about taking the breaks and having fun and going slow and making sure we didn't get hurt. But that last loop, we really decided to go for it and to go fast and to race that loop hard. And getting into that last half mile, I was thinking, okay, we got this. I haven't fallen. I'm okay. And I just went down really hard. But I was thinking, okay, we have to get the cutoff. I wanted to hit the cutoff, and I jumped up without even thinking, and you had asked if I was okay. And I didn't even think about the leaves on me, didn't think about my back that I had fallen on, and we just took off out of it and rushed. And I was so happy that we made the cutoff, and it made for quite the story, apparently, if we made Todd's write-up. It was a very exciting time and a good race, and it's funny looking back at our runner's brain that we thought that it was 3.1 miles instead of 3.6, and in spite of Todd's very good instructions and the poker chips that said it was 3.6. But it was a really fun experience, and it kind of combined all the great things that we like about the trail running. You know, that we like that it's difficult. We like that you can go slowly during it, but you can also race it hard. And have fun with people and enjoy the fun food and the grilled sandwiches and the people ringing the cowbells and the great community that's involved with it. And I'm just so grateful to the organizers and to Todd for putting on the event and taking such good care of us. at it, I definitely want to do it again.
Yeah, and Todd reached out to us to make sure that the what he was writing was accurate, and we didn't know that that's what this was for. So, thank you for telling, just a little bit of that story and getting us in the magazine. I mean, that's really cool to us. Keep the magazine forever, even though we're just like in this section that's like this big.
Cool. It's so
But
cool.
it's so neat that we're in this magazine. I mean, I don't think we really think of ourselves as ultra runners, even though, I mean, we're running one this weekend. We're going to be training one for a few this summer. So it's just a really neat thing. So that is all from here, from my favorite place in the world, McDonald's. They still are not sponsoring me. I didn't get this breakfast that I had for free that I made Sydney watch me eat, but I should have like a frequent. I don't even know, but I'll wear a McDonald's shirt every day to the races if you guys will just sponsor me. So
Get in the hookup, guys.
anyway, that's all here from the best place in the world, McDonald's. And thank you for watching, and I will talk to you next time.